Right, I'm just going to demonstrate you the idea of drawing this cute kitten. I was thinking about the easiest way, so this is just diamond, which I draw on a paper and cut it out, so I've got the shape to show you. It's up to you. You could, if you position it straight away like this, straight on the paper, it's going to be obviously the kitten will be looking straight and his head will be positioned straight. If you're going to do it like this, kitten will be obviously you know, leaning to one side. But I'm going to do it straight. That's easier. So we can try the next one with maybe leaning it to one side, left or right. So make sure when you do this you leave some space at the top, just maybe even like this. So I'd say almost the same amount, maybe slightly less, because they're going to be ears and his fur. So, and the first we're going to do, without like putting too much pressure, just go around. All these lines going to be removed by a razor. So, and the next step, what we're going to do is take approximately 1/4 of this side. Say for example, if this would be about 8 centimeters, I'll take 2 centimeters, which going up here. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing everything without a ruler. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to use the rule, if it's easier for you, it's easier. So I'm not going to do it. So some lines can be a bit curvy, but so we have to connect this corner to this top, and we're going like this, and then we're going like this. Right, so it's, again, it's not perfect, but that's what we need. So the next line is going to be going from the top here down to here, so right in the middle. I'm just going to do dotted line, and the next line is going to be from the dot here to the dot here. So we're going again, doing the line, dotted line in here. Right, so the next is we're taking the distance between this middle dot and this, and approximately, again you can do it with the ruler if you want to, but I do everything approximately. Approximately we're sharing in 2 equal halves and taking it down here, yeah, like this, approximate. So, and the next step is going to be to create the square. Create the square in the middle. So if we'll take half here and half here, you have to think about that this line has to be like this line. So the line from here is line from here. So I would imagine that you can do the square first. Well, it's approximately a square, yeah. So, and then we just take it up and up and all the way down, all the way down. So we've got the square in the middle. So what's going to happen next is this dot and this dot are going to go straight down, down and down. Here we created 2 squares in this side. Okay, so these squares will be for the eyes. So we can draw circles, not too much pressure. We're still going to be working with all the details. At the moment we're just building up, like, you know, the right proportions, the right shape. So, and in the next step we're going to be doing the area for his nose. So if we will take these 2 dots and these dots and connect them with a straight dotted line, we're going to have a square here. So we kind of got all the squared picture here. So this square, I would like you to take the half of it and do dotted line in a half, and then take the half of a half. That's half, and that's the half of a half, and put a little dot in here. and then you can just gently, like, you know, connect those. So that will be the area for the nose. And so what you can do now straight away is do the curvy line up here. So the curvy line, not just going to be one curve, it's going on the top of the dotted lines, and we're going to do one curve and then another curve and take it down to these lines. And then in here we're going to do his nostrils like this, yeah, like this, and connect it. So in the middle will be a line, that's his nose. Yeah, so then you can take the bottom of the nose and take it down to this line, do the line, and then you can do with a straight lines, or you can do straight away a little bit curvy lines down here. They're kind of going maybe 1/3 of the next square, but the next square is not complete anyway. Right, so we've done the nose. We can kind of give a bit of a idea of his eyes a bit more, create a bit more lines for his eyes. And the next step is going to be some I'm looking at my sketches as well, because I wanted to create it like that it's much easier for you, so that you've got kind of system as well. So our eyes at the moment, we don't really shape them up properly, but if I will take the dots closer to here, kind of to the lower part of the eye from inside both of the eyes, and connect this dot and this dot. This dot we connect with this one with this one, with the curvy line like this, and then another curvy line like this. Do not put too much pressure on the pencil at the moment, because we will still work with this. So, and this, we already done a bit of a curvy line. We can connect like this and like this, yeah. And then we can do his mouth. We kind of start where this last square, we're going to take it like, you know, a little bit down to your diamond maybe will be a bit more central. I've done a little bit like, you know, imperfection here, but it's an animal. I mean, he's full of curves, and he's not particularly perfectly geometrical form. So, alright, the next step will be for us maybe to go around the eyes, I think. So we've done a approximate circle for our, you know, kitten. And then this kitten has got quite big eyes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go around even a little bit more going out. So he's got this like this at the bottom, and then, oh, sorry, like this, and then we're gonna create almost like a black line around it. So for this reason I just do a bit more the second line and color in between. Once again, don't worry too much, we're still gonna work quite a lot with this later on. So just like this, yeah. And what we're going to do next is to connect these corners. He's like approximately in the middle of the eye. We're going to connect to these lines like this and like this, and then this we're connecting to this, and this we're connecting to this. We're just going boom and boom, just a curvy one, a bit more curves. Right, the next step will be connecting these two dots again, once again not particularly, you know, perfect with my symmetry here, but that's all right. We're just gonna do the curvy line here. If yours right in the middle, that would be much better, so your curvy line could be much straighter. And the next step is gonna be to take from this corner of his eye and this corner of his eye and this line here, we're gonna take again approximately the same length like here, kind of, maybe slightly smaller. It's really hard to say how much I would say to you, but just something like this. And what you're gonna do now is again connect this dot with this one with kind of dotty line, so because we will not need it, we will remove it. So this area between this dot and this dot and this dot and this dot is going to be where his ears are. Yeah, with the ears again, it's it's not this kind of easy to tell you where to, you know, how big to do it, but just try to kind of guess. So you connect here and then approximately you do this line and do this line. You connect like this. So, and then you do one line here and one line here, right? So that's it with this step. So what will be now our next step is we're gonna create a bit more with his part, and so he's got like a lines, yeah, which will go just right by the middle one. You can create line like this, and then you create a line like this which would go towards there, and this line like this which will go towards that. So you see they kind of go that way to the top of the head. So, and now what we're gonna do is just start working really with more with the details and removing all the lines. But before we're doing this, there's one more thing we need to do, and very gently just make yourself a bit of a curve here and curve here, so it will give you an idea where the hairs are. So why don't we now remove with you the lines which we don't need. So now I'm going to be removing the lines which we don't need with like normal eraser, normal soft eraser, not Kneadable just yet. Just all the dotted lines. If you didn't remove some of them, it's not the end of the world, but just try to remove all the geometrical ones definitely, because we don't need them. Right. Okay. If you will find this way to draw easy, just let me know, so I can come up with some more ideas for the other animals or the other breeds of cats, or you know, just remove a bit. So for this I'm going to be using soft pencils, 2B and actually 6B as well, but I'm not going to be using 6B for now. At the moment I'm just going to use 2B. Right, we're going to start with creating a little bit of a fur around our little kitten, and to make it a bit more alive rather than looking like a robot. Okay, so where would I start? I probably would go just something like this, a bit of where the ears, inside the ears, and then like this, yeah, and a bit more like this. I'm just trying to hold my hand that you see what I'm doing, and a bit, so that curved line at the top, it's way too curvy and way too straight, so we just need some hair there, well as this one. So this is just the idea how the hair will go, but it's not good enough for him to have just a curvy line like this. So just yeah, in a random way, try to create this hair, fur look, fluffy kitten, very cute. Right, so in the next one we're gonna create a bit more. So now we're gonna remove this line when you remove it, there's still a bit more, you know, you can see a bit more, and so we just go around like this. Yeah, exactly the same we're doing on here. We remove this line, but there's still kind of some print left from it, and we're doing like this, and we're done the ears, so we're going to work with the ears a bit later, and a bit more with this, like this, a bit more like this, and like this. Right, and here I just want to remove this one again, and so I'm gonna kind of rub those off a bit so that I've got some idea where it is, but I'm not really, you know, want to keep it so perfectly straight. Right, and a bit of a here, and a bit of a here. You see, I'm not really giving it too much of a you know, attention to details. I just creating a little bit the way that the fur will look like. I'm gonna work much more in a minute with everything. Yeah, so, and I think after we've done a bit of you know, curls and hair, I would suggest that we would take a softer pencil, and not too much brush again, but we're gonna start shading some areas. This is one of the most shaded parts in the kitten. So, and then we've got the shaded parts in here, which is going from the top of the nose up to his eye, like this. And then we've got another area like this. Okay. That's it. Like this. So then straight away we can use our blending tool, which if I will find it, so it's that little, you know, soft sponge, almost like a makeup one, and let's give it a bit of a color straight away to create it more volume for our kitten and make it look a bit more like a kitten. And you see it's very good because this brush still got the, you know, color in it, and now I can do with the lighter areas as well straight away. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to work a little bit with the eyes. I decided to use a black pencil for the eyes. You can use a graphite pencil, but I'm going to use the black pencil for the outline of the eyes and for in the middle of the eyes. I am going to try to make a nice round line, which is like this. That's it. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a round line in here. You know, don't be too strict to yourself. If there are some little imperfections, it's all fine. Do not give up. Just carry on. And if there is a chance maybe to correct it, correct it. If not, we'll try to work a bit more and see if it's a lot of times it's not this bad, and it's possible to correct the drawings. That's it. And then I'm gonna do the other one. I wouldn't use the black pencil for the inside the eye, like, you know, the lighter area. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do graphite in there. For now, just use this one, and with my graphite pencil I'm gonna create more color inside. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the pupil just like this. I do it for the both sides. That's it. And then I'm going to give it a bit of a smudge around, like this, and then gently go all over in the eye. I want that the part of the eye which is coming closer to outline be a bit lighter. So let's try to use our kneadable eraser now and do the highlight in this area. So on the top right corner I'm doing the highlight, and on the top right corner in here I'm doing the highlight. Okay, so what we can do as well is to take our graphite pencil and slightly do the shading under the highlight to make it a bit more obvious. Right, and then we're just gonna do some highlights on this side of the eye, just like this, and this side of the eye. So right hand side of the eye we're doing. If this is I took a bit too much, I'm gonna get a bit with my blending tool trying to get it right. Right, so the next will be his nose, which I want to do, and I'd go to the nose, that line. Oh, my pencil looks like it's gonna break in a minute. And look, the top line is longer, but the bottom and underneath they start a little bit, like, you know, not at the right very corners. So we're gonna do the nostrils. Okay, in the middle. And I mean, actually this nose is quite black, so I probably wouldn't mind to go with the black color literally on the lines. Okay, and I also just don't want to put any color, just use already the blending tool the way it is, and I want to work a bit more here. Right. And what we're going to do now is we're going to create lines for his whiskers. Okay, if you remember this line which we've done before here, so a little bit of a, you can see the shade of it, and we're gonna have to do, taking from outside of this line towards here, just do a very thin lines first. We could have done it in the beginning, but I forgot. So it's it kind of the step, these lines we could have like, you know, when we were doing all the lines to give us kind of guide where to color. So now the top one I'm going to put a bit more color, the lower one a bit less, just like this. We're going to also smudge it again with the blending tool. That's it. I would always recommend to try to keep your paper upright. Whenever your paper is laying on a table, sometimes we can do mistakes and we don't see them because your angle of the way you're looking at the paper. Excuse me, but yeah, so it would look good when it's laying down, but then sometimes you pick it up and look at it and it doesn't look right, and it's mostly due to the fact that when he was drawing, he was laying down, so you was looking at it at a different angle. Okay, so we created this kind of good underlay now. Just go a bit more, a bit more, just like this. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our kneadable eraser and work more with the highlights. Right, we created the right shape we want, the one we want.